Hello everybody and welcome to the most chaotic video on YouTube shot on Shitio because I am literally using my webcam that's just angled downwards to shoot this video, which is not ideal. If you want to shoot YouTube videos, you actually want to have a real camcorder. You don't want to be using a webcam. Webcam is great if your image is supposed to be like this big, but it's not that great when it's actually all the way out on your screen. Another reason why this video is not very professional is because I have a cat right here. You can sort of see his feet, but the thing is, my desk is where he exists now, and he will refuse to exist anywhere else, so I am gonna be working around my cat rather than the other way around. I've gotten a new deck of cards yesterday. I have quite the collection of tarot cards, and I thought it's a good reason to shoot this video. It's called Spirit Song Tarot by Paulina Fay, and honestly, it's a tiny bit more positive than I normally have my decks at. For example, it doesn't have a death card. It has a transition, I think, instead. It doesn't have the devil card, it has a shadow. So she took anything that she saw remotely as negative and she renamed the cards to a way that fit a more positive, bubbly personality. I love the art on the cards, by the way. And yes, this is how we're gonna communicate. I will have to bring it all the way to your face for you to be able to see it. And even then, the image isn't gonna be super clear because, well, I am filming on a webcam, which you're not supposed to do. If you can't tell, it says Awakening and it has a pheasant on it, or the sun, and it has a little bird, colibri, on it, I believe. There is a couple of words to just tell you in general what the card is about. I am gonna be using a mixture of what I normally use, which is, yes, I still refer to tarot for beginners even after 2 years of doing tarot professionally, mostly because I don't keep information in my head, and if I want to be accurate about the meanings of cards, it is easiest for me to look up. Now, about using non-standard decks, this is not a non-standard deck. The whole bunch of cards are renamed. So, for example, we have Ace of Feathers, and because we won't actually be able to tell what that is, we also have a tiny little booklet that is included together, and then I can just go to Spirit Song Suits and read the fact that acorns replace wands, feathers replace swords, shells replace cups, and crystals replace pentacles or coins, making it a lot clearer about what I'm dealing with. So I'm gonna be keeping this around as well. No matter how long you have been reading cards, whether you're just starting or whether you've been doing this professionally for a while, there is absolutely no shame in keeping your books with you. I wish I could give you a better view of this. I would turn it around, but then it would actually be a bit first person, and that would be honestly quite weird if you're watching a YouTube video. So the best I can do is the position of you're over there, and you're looking down. I'm sorry. So what do you do when you have a deck of cards and it's a new deck of cards? Well, first of all, you should figure out if you vibe with the deck, which is, do you like it? Does it give you a fuzzy feeling? How does it make you feel? Is it stressful? If you're not feeling the deck, you're not going anywhere nice with it. You should feel the deck. So that is the first check. A second check is to start using it. And obviously, you won't know how to start using it, so having some sort of introductory questions is a very good way of beginning to use it. So for example, I can ask this deck, what do you think about me? Okay, well, obviously that's functional. So it threw me 6 of shells and the tower. So apparently I am a bit of a chaos energy. Tower is easy to understand. It's a bit different than what the cards are used to. I don't blame them. I do understand that I'm a bit different than what this kind of deck would be meant for as a person. I'm pretty sure that this deck is meant for somebody that's very love and light. And I am not very love and light, but the artwork is so cute that I could not resist it. So that is shells, and shells replace cups. And yep, that is a lot of books. I'm gonna go through. Happiness, reunions, the past, nostalgia, childhood, benefits of experience, which means that the deck thinks that I am experienced and it has fairly positive attitude towards me, so that is a good step. But also, I am a chaotic energy that it's not used to. I am something different than what it normally works with. And honestly, I completely understand the deck. So, good deck. Thank you for that answer. That has been very, very insightful. Would you work with my patron? That is another question that I should use. Just, we get the moon. Normally it's trust your intuition. And the moon is all about those intuitive psychic tides. And I am not gonna see it negatively here, but I am gonna actually open the book to the moon because once again, I don't have a lot of memory. Dreams, visions, mystery, trusting intuition. Look beyond surface appearances. Epiphanies through intuition or divine communication. I'm gonna take this as a very good sign that I actually can involve this deck in any divinations to do with my deity. Some decks greatly dislike him, so it's good to make that clear. I almost don't want to ask this because this is how I'm gonna use it anyway. Are you okay working with clients? We don't have an instant answer. So let me just focus on mixing. This is my preferred way of doing these kind of things, by the way. Just mix until cards come out. I also, with my regular Smith White deck, I will do a spread where I will place just like heaps of cards, a nice row, and then I will just select from them. But this is a very big deck when it comes to my hand, which makes these kind of spread out alignments hard to do. Let me show you what I mean. This is a Smith White deck that I have. In comparison, look at the size difference, right? So if I was to ask a question of this deck, I can just do this into like nice little card piles. And then I can go by the feel of the energy of the card and then just draw whichever. Normally I go by whichever either feels electric or the coldest, but also whichever I feel drawn to. So this is another way that I do readings. When deck is this size, I don't do it like that. I have another deck in here that is Soulless Divinity Tarot, I believe. Yeah, it is. And the packaging completely wore off, so it only has a nice little baggie, which is why I don't remember what it's called. To compare, it is the closest size comparison to my new deck. My new deck is still actually bigger than this one, but If I pile them on top, yeah, it's a bit longer. But because the deck is so big, I found it quite difficult to do like a proper spread on the table. It just takes up too much space. So instead, I shuffle them until cards fall out. This is my preferred way of doing card readings. If you're new to this, just see what fits you the best. Try shuffling until cards fall out. Try putting them into piles. Try breaking them into 2 piles and then picking a card from each and then figuring out which one you vibe with the most. There is various ways of doing card pulls, including just spreading the cards and pulling one, including just taking one from the top after shuffling for a while. It has to be about what is right for you. And I can't tell you what is right for you because I am not you. You are you. I did ask it, will we work with clients? Didn't I? Yes, I did. That's precisely what I just did. I completely forgot while going on a tangent of card sizes. I'm sorry, folks. So we got 2 of crystals, which is a really cute kangaroo, but hard to see. Balance and adaptability, this card says. But we can cross-check this. By the way, I did not check whether or not the author changed the meanings of the cards. Pentacles, coins, 2 of Pentacles, coins. It's all about management, isn't it? It's the time management card, if I remember, because normal portrayal is of a man juggling 2. Yep. So the meanings of the cards are not changed in this one. Good. Good, that makes things a lot easier. I actually don't like it when people change around the meanings of the cards. It's bad enough when they change around the names of the cards. I actually don't like it when people rename their cards because it makes it harder for me. I work under one system, which means that whatever deck I'm getting, I'm converting it to that system. If I have to do it through too much mental gymnastics, my brain wears out. Balance, adaptability, resourcefulness, time management. This would imply that it will adapt to my way of working. Oh, tell me, a great deck. What is it that you're best at? What area do you excel at? Okay, we got Page of Acorns. So discovery and enthusiasm and action and drive. I'm starting to vibe with just having keywords at the bottom of the cards. And Acorns was Pentacles, wasn't it? I believe it was Pentacles. God damn it. This is gonna become a library in my house. But this is how I wanna say stress-free. The sort of working is for me. I don't overstress it, and you shouldn't overstress it either. You don't need to memorize cards. You don't need to be a certain way. It is fine. Unless, of course, you're gonna be reading live to people and then they might look at you weird. Even though I worked as a programmer for the longest time and I still used reference books and nobody looked at me weird there. Wands. Acorns are wands. So used to wands being the last ones, but in here they are not. Don't know why I'm used to wands being the last ones. It's probably because of my personal notes. So if we have Page and Knights. So optimism, enthusiasm. The cards are just happy about having a new opportunity, apparently. Passion, energy, restlessness, and adventure. I'm gonna see this deck as being a fairly positive deck, which would mean that it wouldn't like to dominate really negative things, but in general, it just seems to be excited about being worked with, which honestly is quite nice from the deck. some decks really do excel at divine communication, other decks excel at reading the future, third decks excel at understanding people. I have a deck that I use for past life readings. It's mostly Soulless Divinity Tarot. This deck just seems to have a lot of passion and enthusiasm. It feels very optimistic, so nice on you, deck. That is okay. I can apparently include you everywhere, though maybe I'm not gonna include you into past life readings and Celtic crosses. That's a bit in depth, but for how will my week go, or what advice does the universe have for me, I am definitely gonna be using this card deck for, together with all my other ones, depending on how I vibe that day. And I don't know if I want to include divination with spirits into my tarot shop or not. Mainly because I wouldn't really... I would be invoking my spirits and connecting to the spirits through there, but I don't really want to use my patron's name in any public domain, nor do I want to come off like I'm speaking for him. I'm just showing you random cards while talking, because why not? And if I go, a message from your spirit guides, and I'm using a spirit to then join me on divinating on what another spirit would want to pass as a message, that feels like a very long line of command. And when it came to spirits being present for divinations from the client side, that has never been a constant, so I'm a bit iffy on that. Oh, we have figured out that this deck is very enthusiastic to work in general, that it sees me as something it doesn't normally work with, but it doesn't have a negative I don't think it has a negative attitude to anything so far, honestly. It's even fine with my patron bros. The last question that I would pose my deck would be, is there anything that you specifically don't want to be involved with, don't want to do? Effectively, what are your weak points? I'm sorry, King of Acorns, optimism and innovation. To be fair, this one was in that position, and I hate it when it's in that position, because I go, is it up? Is it down? Give me a clear direction of anything that you would not want to do. If you're gonna give me a very positive card, I'm just gonna assume that you want to do everything. Clear direction is either reversed or upwards. It is upwards. It is Queen of Crystals, which is comfort and prosperity, which is lovely hedgehog, by the way. And this is the only thing about this deck, is that it's gonna really get to me to repeatedly try and remember what is what. Crystals is Pentacles, and because it says that it's tranquility, security, generosity, abundance, satisfaction, it vibes. It just vibes with everything. Apparently, there isn't a thing that this deck is not enthusiastic about doing. Oh boy. I will definitely need to find category to dedicate specifically to this deck, because otherwise I'll end up using it more than my other ones, and then my other ones won't get used as much. That's the problem when you have too many decks. You're like, how do I use them all? Because otherwise you just feel sad. So this is what I do when I get a new deck. I just take it, I shuffle it, I feel it how it feels in my hands, I ask it questions. If the answers are too rude, then maybe you should let go of the deck because obviously it's not vibing with you, and that's just not gonna go down very well. I have received all the answers that I need. What you need off your answers might be entirely different. You might want to ask whether, it will divinate specifically with you, or like whether it will vibe with your children or your friends, or where it wants to be kept, and so on and so forth. You can ask whatever you think is important for you to know about the deck. I have what I need. Some people cleanse their deck of vibes. I don't feel a need to do that. The only hands that touch this deck are mine. The only energy that goes through my hands are mine, and sometimes my spirits. So everything is kind of attuned to me. So if I am done with using a deck, I would just say thank you, and I would find its box and put it nicely into its box so that it can have a nice, comfy, sleepy time. This is not how every person that has decks works with decks, but this is specifically how I work when it comes to doing tarot readings. And once again, that is the box, because, this angle works pretty well. Because it looks really, really charming and cute and sweet and all things nice, sugary, sugar and spice. So this is what I do with my decks. I hope that has been insightful, especially if you want to take up tarot reading, and if you want to figure out what you might want to do with your decks. Hello, this is me. This is where the camera is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be facing at that angle. This is the more normal angle. Thank you for coming to my video, and I hope I'm gonna see you in my other ones. I decided I haven't done anything occult for a very long time, so this might be a fun little thing to do. If you have any specific topics that you want me to discuss, feel free to ask in the comment section down below. I might do them as a video, or I might just answer them as a YouTube comment. And yeah, that's about it. I have a tarot shop. I do readings for years now. Everything's 20% off until the end of December, which honestly quite increased my workload for at the very least a couple of days right now, because it's Christmas and everybody wants to do fun little ready things. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you somewhere else at a different point. And oh boy, is the lighting not meant for me at the moment, because normally I use entirely different lighting for my videos when I need to show off my face and not my hands. Thank you for watching. Toodaloo.